I'm a bad mood, gotta keep it tight. Hold my baby squid, keep him out of sight. Talking about my life, government, stay away. Watch me drive, I'ma do it my own way. Squid in the ocean, swimming all alone. Ain't nobody telling me where to go. Living free, gotta stay true to myself. No need for interference from anyone else. Squid pro quo, that's the way to be. Living on my terms, setting myself free. Mama to my baby, protecting with my no government intrusion. I control my life.
Hey guys, it's Squid. Welcome back to the channel. Holy goodness, it's been an eventful day. How has everybody's Sundays been? It's only been, what, 11 and a half hours since I've seen y'all. And thank you, Unhung Hero, for the $5 super chat. Replay crew trying to sleep off this bug. Have a good stream. Oh, have a good night, Unhung Hero, and I really hope you feel better. Hey, Kinley, Hose Picker, Flash Fan, Roy, Jen, Linda. Oh, Harry, how are you? Oh my goodness. So today's been quite eventful in the world of what the hells. I mean, Bruce pissing off more people. Okay. Does he not know when to stop? Because all he does is make people that didn't want to talk about it before talk about it. So there was this one screenshot I took on my phone, and I think it's saved to my photos, but it was a comment on um Tug's live from last night that I wanted to talk about because this is the kind of unhinged thinking that I don't understand. So this person doesn't have a name. They're user dash LV1TM4XF. They don't have a real freaking name. If Squid has no interest in covering Jeremy, then why was she recently doing a video reading court documents? In my response, I'm covering them because they told me not to. If any adult tries to tell another adult what they do on their own channel, I'm going to do the opposite. But I never talked about it on my channel until Bruce threatened me. Now I'm going to cover it out of spite. I don't know if this was a troll or this was just the person who didn't know what the hell they were talking about, but either way, it was like, I wasn't covering this case. My first video on it was about a couple weeks after Bruce decided to threaten me and when I found out it was Bruce. So it's like, meh. Hey, Jude. And it's just one of those things of like, damn. But the more he like talks, the more he pisses people off. And like, damn, dude. Like, damn. Like, damn. Like, just damn. So I know that Tug and Megan were reading stuff, and I had some other stuff planned for tonight, but quite frankly, on Twitter lately, the only thing that's unhinged is liberals still losing their mind that Trump won the election. It's been, what, a month and a half? Like, and people are still, the TDS is real. And like, I didn't care who you vote for, but like, at the same time, it's like, dude, just move on. Find something else to complain about. So, like, hey, thanks, Harry, for the $5 super chat. No one tells Squid what to cover. You're great. Keep up the good work. Thank you. And it's just kind of one of those things of like, I've always had the personality. When my parents are in the chat, you could ask them. Whenever they try to tell me not to do something, it's when I want to do it. and half the times just out of spite. So they would use that as parenting, like telling me, "Oh, I don't think you can do that. I don't think you'll, I think that's too time consuming," or, to try to motivate me to, you know, to do it. So that would be appreciated. Um, so like a grown ass adult who supposedly graduated from law school. I mean, he must have. He's barred. So unless he pulled a mic from Suits, you know, and I don't think he's that smart. But like, dude, do you not have you not figured out? Are you so warped in the mind that hey, you have not figured out that the more you talk, the worse it looks for you? Just does not. It's not. The facts are not on your side. So the more you talk, the more problems. Or it's like more money, more problems. It's like more running your mouth, more problems. Because he's either going to lose his license out of this through everybody filing bar complaints, or he's going to be sued until the bar is like, "What the hell are you doing?" Yeah, I mean, you had someone who maybe took out, and I still need to look into that case. I've been so busy. We were going to play catch up this week. Tomorrow was going to be our Colin Griffith catch up. And then Dr. Joe's Dr. Joe's oh my God, I'm so jealous. Oh, I love TSL. That is my kind of Christmas music. I don't do the like, you know, that is like a rock concert Christmas like Christmas music. That's my kind of thing. Yeah, and part of me is like, dude, like the side of me that wants to help people is um is telling me to just tell him to stop talking. The side that makes content and wants him to lose his license, which are slowly becoming the same person, um, is like keep running your mouth because the more you talk, the more stupid you look. Oh my goodness. And also, there has been a new filing today, which we will read. Hey, Tammy. Dr. Joe was, well, he's not was, he is a former OBGYN who lives in Florida who testified as a medical expert at the Maya Kowalski trial. Well, after the Maya Kowalski trial, he started his own he started his own YouTube channel, and he was interviewing people to try to make a change in the way we see healthcare. He is, and the way we treat people. Um, and then a couple months ago, he stopped posting on his YouTube channel. He got monetized very quickly. He was one of those, like, everybody knows him as Dr. Goodhair. As the Megan in her chat, we gave him the moniker Dr. Goodhair, um, and he is suing HCA Healthcare. I have the lawsuit. I have not read it. We are going to read it tomorrow at 1 or 1:30, whatever I set up. Yes, this is Dr. Goodhair. Let me open his. Um, and he hasn't posted in a while, but um, if y'all could go and show his channel some love. Um, I'm sorry, I have a cough drop in. There we go. This is Dr. Joe. He has 10,000 subscribers, 36 videos. He was he did a lot of videos on culture, healthcare reform, talking to the juror who was outed. He was talking about a new Munchausen's by proxy suit. yeah. So he was doing like bad culture in healthcare. What's the cost? So he would, from his perspective as a chief medical officer of a hospital. Well, he disappeared a couple months ago, and there someone even he even posted a video of "We miss you, Dr. Joe." Like now you see why we call him Dr. Goodhair, because he's Dr. Goodhair. And yeah, he even took like his logo even has the a head of hair in it. Um, well, he filed a lawsuit against HCA Healthcare. I was informed about it. Somebody else streamed about it, and then they posted the document on their Twitter. So I'm going to read it. It's in Hillsborough County, Florida. They're a little bit harder to get documents, so I have to file some paperwork, and yeah, basically have to register, but I have to sign something. So that is his lawsuit, and that is taking tomorrow's stream. Um, and then Tuesday is the deposition reading with Brad. Wednesday morning is um, Wednesday morning is what I'm going to do the Colin Griffiths update, and then Wednesday night is night court, and then Thursday is more government waste, and then yeah, maybe Friday I'll take a day off. And then after Friday, or after Thursday, Mr. Squid is on vacation for 3 or 4 weeks. So my schedule will be a little bit skewed, but I'm hoping that we can get into a rhythm. Yeah, I think because it's Polk County, Florida, they will, just because their sheriff is so out in the open that they kind of will be too. Um, yeah, we need an I thought I buried that Dracula stream. Oh my God. Oh, and the interesting thing about this stream that you might want to keep watching for is is um one of the lawyers at the law firm that's representing him is Nicholas Whitney. So there's that. I don't know if he will be the lawyer or on the legal team, but he works at that law firm. So, your birthday is Tuesday. Well, happy early birthday. And you'll have to remind me because yeah. Um, and as much as I can appreciate that, I have a feeling you're not going to get what you want for your birthday. Just saying. Just putting it out there. All right, so let's get to the first part of this Unhinged segment because uh I mean I did pretty well. I did better than this morning. This morning we took 20 minutes before we even started talking about anything important. Um, but here is North Point City Concerns at a North Point, Florida's Facebook page. And I'm sorry I can't make it any bigger. Facebook doesn't really do the zoom in feature. But there is some drama here. Robin has been posting, Marla May Hughes has been opening her trap. And Megan, I think this was the thing that Megan read. I do have a Squid Pro Quo um, um, Facebook page. This is my Squid Facebook. So I can make sure that if I comment or like something, I don't, dox myself. Not that I have much on my Facebook, but like, so one of the people who Megan had talked to was this woman named Kate. And Kate had said something to Megan that she wanted to keep, she didn't want to be a part of any of it. So Megan didn't mention that she had talked to her or anything like that. Well, apparently, Bruce went to this Kate. He went to her work. She works in a law office. So Bruce just tried to talk to her employer about what she was doing online. And now it sounds like she wants to be a part of it. Because she was commenting a lot that um, on this post. And it was like, wow, Bruce, you took someone who didn't want to be a part of it at all and made them um, now want to talk about it because you pissed him off. And it's, yeah, that's the thing too. This is when they were living in North Point, which is what, 2018, 2019. So like, it is almost like, Bruce, just stop talking. Because the more you run your mouth, the more people talk about it, and the more people who didn't want to talk about it are talking about it just to piss you off. Hey, Chucky, Bruce, Bruce, Bruce. Yeah, and I'm surprised he's not here. He hasn't shown his face in a while. He hasn't shown his face since that ethics stream, the one where all the documents dropped during my stream and we kind of got derailed. Um, Nothing scarier than someone who wants to be left alone. And if y'all watched Tug last night, y'all know I put in my emails that I just wanted to be left alone and that I would stop talking about it if they stopped talking about me, which knowing full well when I said that, that was not going to freaking happen. Bruce doesn't realize that half of those emails were me trolling him. I was honest in there, but I can still honestly troll you. Um, it, yeah, he's going to wait until the membership expires. Uh, it's just one of those things of like, now, yeah, now this is the perfect comment for half of the people that are talking about this case. They were talking about it, or they didn't want to talk about it because, I mean, I had the opinion everybody sucks. I don't want to talk about it. And then you pissed me off and you threatened my family. And I don't play well with others. So when you pissed me off, my whole goal in life is to do anything I can to legally get under your skin. And talking about this gets under their skin. So here I am. Whereas if they would have just left me alone, I would have gone about my business covering trials. I might have mentioned this in passing, or if someone asked me a question about it, like what happened on Veteran Nation. You ask a question in passing, but you don't cover the topic on your channel. But you pissed me off. And I have a problem. I've had a problem all my life. This is not central to Bruce. This is not personal against Bruce. But I have the problem of when someone pisses me off, I can hold a grudge. I still fuck with someone that pissed me off 15 years ago. Every time I get the chance to fuck with them, I still do it. Every time. Every time, every time, every time. They pissed me off 15 years ago, and I'm related to them. So if I would do that to a family member who pissed me off, you really think I'm not going to do that to a fucking internet lawyer who thinks he's the shit and really has no idea what the hell he's talking about? When I read through James Owens's complaint motion for a new trial this morning for Sarah Boone, I now so David Gingras, Bruce Matskin, and James Owens. What all do they have in common? Any guesses? They all think they are better lawyers than they actually are. And they all didn't know what they were getting themselves into. David Gingras didn't seem to do any research on his client before he took that case and got himself in way over his head because Laura Owens has a pattern going back to 2014. James Owens literally said in his thing this morning, I didn't have time. This case is 4.5 years old. It's not our fault. It's not the court's fault that you didn't know your client's antics before you got involved in this case. That's not a court problem. That's a you problem. And it seems like Bruce Matskin did not know his client and all of her history before he got involved in this case. And because he ran his mouth, now it's too late to get out. That's just my personal opinion on how all three of those. And Bruce appeared to hate being compared to David Gingras. And now you not only get compared to David Gingras, you just get compared to an attorney that just landed his client a life sentence without parole. I see bars in your future. Metal bars. Vertical bars. Not like, that metal bar, but like, bars that cover windows. But, maybe that's just wishful thinking. One is a bottom feeder, the other is just a fish. Hey, who's your heyday? I don't disagree with that one either. That's not cool. You're a real dirtbag when people start talking about people's families and threatening them shows what kind of people they are. Trash. Yeah, and the fact that he won't, y'all saw my emails. Y'all saw the emails last night. I literally said, I have the proof. I have the proof. I have a cybersecurity expert that helps me out. Because one of the people who he pissed off on the internet is a oh, Lori. If you aren't a lawyer, you don't know what a good one is. Oh yes. Oh, thank you for hating, but I appreciate you being here. Yes, I've watched enough trials to know when someone opens their mouth, what case law they use, their tactics about talking about active cases with the media, trying to do a PR campaign in the court of public opinion when it should be in the courtroom. You don't have to be a lawyer to know what a good one is. You can talk to a lawyer or hear them talk or look at their prior cases and tell if they're a good lawyer. Gingras, for example, claims to be a First Amendment lawyer, but wants to silence anybody who doesn't have the same opinion as him. If you think that you need to be a lawyer to know what a good one is, that means that you have to be a doctor to know what a good one is. You can't look at their patients' outcomes or just talk to them and have when they misdiagnose you, oh, they didn't misdiagnose me, they're a doctor. You don't have to be that profession to know what a good one is. And the fact that you think that makes you a fucking idiot. And just because of that, you know what? Just because I'm just not good at dealing with fucking idiots. Bruce comes on here, but you just proved again that you're a fucking idiot. I'm not hating. If you don't understand the legal system, you can't judge. What do you think a fucking jury does, you dumb cunt? What the fuck do you think a jury does? They're not lawyers, and they judge. You educate yourself on the legal system. Oh my god, I can't. Cause somebody time her out. She's so fucking stupid. I can't even do it tonight. Oh my god, you can't judge. What do you think a fucking jury is? And I guarantee you, if you walk in and get to a jury duty and you get voir dired by a lawyer and you tell them you're an attorney, there is a 99.9% chance that you will not be on that jury because you know too much. So that was the dumbest fucking sentence I've ever seen. Somebody screenshot that, please, because that is so fucking stupid. What do you think a fucking jury does, you idiot? What? Holy hell, Flash fan, Roy, somebody just. What do you think a fucking jury does? You must be an idiot. You must be really bad at your job, or you must think that your job is so prestigious that nobody else could ever do your job. Because what do you think a fucking jury does? They judge. Jury is the finder of fact. I can almost guarantee that not one person on a jury is ever going to be a lawyer, because when they go to body or you and you tell them you're a lawyer, a lot of them don't even want trial watchers. because you've seen too many judges, you've seen too many juries. Well, not seen their faces, but you've seen how they act. You've seen plenty of cases where they don't even want you because you might have preconceived notions based on your experience. But like, holy, holy damn, that was dumb. Like, Lori, you've been on here before and you've been fine, but that was quite possibly, you made Bruce look smart with that statement. Like, you made Bruce. If you can't judge, they would have jury trials and have them, half of them don't know the laws. Yeah, yeah. Like, yeah, and there are states that don't require law school to pass the bar or take the bar. But like, you got dibs if Bubble shows up. Well, yeah, it's just how to win friends and influence people um, by being a total dumbass and saying that you can't judge a lawyer because you're. That's like saying I can't judge a construction worker because I'm not a construction worker. If I walk over a bridge and the fucking thing falls down, damn sure I'm judging. Um, like you're not a mail carrier. You can't judge how they deliver your mail. Do you understand how you can apply that sentence to other things and you sound fucking ridiculous? I'm sorry. Off the rails. Off the rails. Holy shit. Off the rails. Thanks for the 199 super sticker. Holy crap, that was fucking amazing. Oh my god. Uh, like somebody yeah. And I'm sorry. We had to hire a lawyer a few years ago. Hey Winks, how are you? I haven't seen you in here in a while. What about Shockit? And I don't know. From what I've seen in his, from what I've seen in the depositions, um, he seems like a good lawyer. I like his writing style. He seems to be straight to the point. But like, I don't know because like, everybody knows that has watched my coverage of the deposition at all, and what the judge said about nobody acting correctly in that deposition um, except for the court reporter. I agreed with the judge 100%. So it, sometimes I think he let his emotions get to him. I don't blame him. However, like, yeah, yeah. So Doreen's the best legal writer in history and another good lawyer. I do applaud, and like I said, not a lawyer, but I can judge a personality. And when I've read enough, hey guys, hey all my what the hails people. From what I've seen in I've written or read enough legal filings by enough lawyers that you can kind of tell a good lawyer by their writing style. If it's easy to read, um, it's easy to read. They're straight to the point. They don't try to gaslight you or talk you in circles before making their points. Um, I think that's a good lawyer. We had to hire a lawyer for Mr. Squid um, when baby Squid was born for wrongful termination. And before, when he was basically interviewing lawyers, because just like you talk to a lawyer and they give you free advice or they say whether you have a case or not, you also interview your lawyer. If the personality doesn't match up, if what they say they're going to do doesn't meet the facts of your case and it's a stretch, like you can kind of tell a good lawyer by talking to them. And when you have a lawyer that tries to run a PR campaign, i.e. David Gingras, i.e. James Owens, yeah, yeah. Deuce's writing style is not good, huh? Who knew? Uh, and hey Diane, how are you? Uh, yeah, remember Kim Kardashian passed the baby bar without law school. Like, yes, there you go. I've never played golf, but recognized a good shot from a bad one. For those of you who are just joining us, we had Lori G, who's been in here before, and she's never you could tell she's a troll and she doesn't like the comment, like the topics, but she was always been respectful. She made a comment that says, you can't tell what a good lawyer is. I'm not a lawyer. She said, if you aren't a lawyer, you don't know what a good one is. She goes, I'm not hating, but if you don't understand the legal system, you can't judge. My response to that was, what do you think juries do every day? Juries aren't lawyers, but they're still judging. Yeah, and Deuce has a problem with women and how the other women that have somebody sent me a clip of him talking to Shara. And like when I first heard this clip, I think I heard this clip when it like happened, back before Shara and Slug kind of did their, not I can't call it a great awakening, but like before they kind of looked at things and they were like, maybe things are a little weird. Um, so before they did that, um, and everybody does, it's the brain. So there is a reason that they tell people to dress a certain way to look professional. Because at the end of the day, our primitive brain, and I have a whole book, I can read you passages out of it. That blue book right on the corner that's about yay thick is the book is called The Brain. Um, so our primitive brain judges. That's why first impressions are hard to get over, is because our brain instantly judges the way that, even though it's not, we try to see past what people look like and our first impressions. There's a reason that our first impressions stick around, is because the brain, the primitive side of the brain, judges everything. Our brains look for symmetry. That's why when something's off, like one earbud instead of two, like the brain freaks out. Um, love you guys. Oh boy. So, and I'm sorry if oh, Diane, and I'm sorry if like everybody's in the chat, like if I don't say hi to you, Judge. Thank you, Tammy, for the $2 super chat, Judge, Jury, Executioner. Uh, and I see everybody. Sometimes the chat moves a little bit faster, especially when I'm talking about something. Because with the way my brain works, because I had brain surgery. So I have this tattoo on my neck, because my scar is right here. They took a piece of my skull, um, and they put a metal plate there. Um, they did not put my skull back, so I'm missing about a yay size chunk of my skull. I wish they would have gave it to me. That would have been kind of cool. But I'm kind of weird like that. Um, oh, I visit a lot of chats and chat with everyone, but seldom does anyone recognize that I'm here. I'm just delighted. I I appreciate everybody that's here. Whether I take the time to actually interact with them. I try, and this is kind of my like unhinged, since the haters called me unhinged. This is my unhinged stream where we talk about the weird, crazy stuff from the internet, and I let the chat like kind of lead the way. Um, so, Tammy, so, and I don't know if you were there for this, but people who follow Law Talk with Mike, um, he was covering a case, or he watches just like sometimes he just watches the random and weird stuff, and Megan redirected to him one time, and there was a trans woman that had their junk removed. I'm trying to be YouTube friendly here, and it was in the fridge, and their roommate um threw it away. And the guy was the person was like, he threw my balls away. He threw my balls away. And I'm like, I just can't. Like, I just can't. That's the weird. Uh, yeah, they called me unhinged. Peculiar Optics called me unhinged. That was the first person to call me unhinged because I was angry and very, very angry that they brought my child into this. My child is not a YouTuber. My husband is not a YouTuber. Yeah. And that's the thing. So I was angry that they brought in my child. They could talk about me all they want because at the end of the day, I don't care. And I think that drives them even more nuts. Is like I I don't care. I think it's hilarious. And like, yeah, they wanted to be paid for it. Yeah. Sorry. Tammy reminded me of it by mentioning the refrigerator. Oh my God. Yes, I did throw your balls away. They don't belong in my damn refrigerator. I know, right? Like, Jeff. Oh, we don't mention Jeff. Bro, you know better than to mention Jeffrey Dahmer on this channel. Um, I when I was a child, I lived in Bayview, which is a small suburb where you can pretty much see downtown Milwaukee. I lived like 20 minutes from Dahmer when I was a kid. So the fact that y'all bring up Jeffrey Dahmer, I'm like, I can't. Good thing I wasn't his type. I was like a 6-year-old girl, you know, not really his type. Trader story. Yeah, and I don't watch Law Talk with Mike as much as I should, or I want to. Sorry, I just thought I heard something. I think it was probably the ice machine when it's super quiet in the house and I have the ice machine or the ice machine goes. It sounds funny. Thank you for Tammy for the $2 super chat. Public announcement: no body parts in the fridge. Yeah. Oh, you watched that trial? Which trial? The Jeffrey Dahmer trial. Like, and I mean, what kind of delulu are you to even cut off your stuff, bring back? And you know what? People as adults can do whatever they want to do. I am not going to judge as long as you're not harming anybody else. Just leave the kids alone. But as long as you're not harming anybody else, you do you. However, that doesn't mean that I can't think it's funny, especially when you like. It's good when you're a child, you live at a couple houses away from him. Oh, and Lori, I hate to ask this, and you don't have to answer, but how old are you? I know you're a little older than me, but I don't know if you're my age or like, my mom's age. Like there's a range. Oh, oh my goodness. Do you freeze them or keep formaldehyde asking for a friend? I don't know. I don't know. I I don't know. There's just certain things that I just can't. But Dahmer did do some weird stuff. And the fact that Milwaukee police just screwed that up. If I ever cover that case, it will be a Milwaukee police gone wrong. Because of the fact that one of his victims, I believe either his last victim or his second to last victim, the 19-year-old Hispanic kid. And I call anybody who's younger than me a kid. Because I'm almost 40. So like I never thought I'd do that in my life, but now, you know. So it's Dahmer lived on Burleigh, 3 miles east of my grandparents. I lived off of KK and right across the street from um St. Thomas More High School. So, you know, but that was when I was like super young. That was about the cryptosporidium time of, and anybody who lives in southeastern Wisconsin in the early 90s, if you mention cryptosporidium, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Are you a boomer? No, my parents are boomers. I am technically a millennial, but on the line where millennial and Gen X, like overlap. I am 85. I think millennial starts at 83. Some people say 81, 83 seems to be the consensus. Like, I still remember growing up without cell phones. I remember the internet, if you were on the internet, you couldn't talk on the phone. And that's how I snuck out of the house a bunch of times. I was a latchkey kid. Like, you know, I identify more as a Gen X than a, come on, camera. And I bent down to adjust my pant leg, and my camera freaked out on me. So my next thing is to get a new camera. Um, yeah, millennial is 81. And Peachy, check out tomorrow's stream. You might be very interested in it. I set it up already. Whee! Come on, camera. I hate to get up close and personal. You're gonna get up close and personal with my zit. I haven't had a zit in like a year and a half, and I woke up this morning and I was looked in the mirror and it was like, you've got to be kidding me. Like, and it's in that one spot where like every time you move your mouth, you can feel it. Squid identifies as a squid. I identify as a Gen Xer over a millennial. Which one? Hey, millennials just get such a bad rap. Like, because my mom and my dad are like younger millennials. Holy crap, younger boomers. So they're on the tail end of the boomer generation. But to know that my dad qualifies for Medicare, I'm like, what's a squid's pronouns? F and U. No, I'm just kidding. Or who and cares. It's kind of one of those things of like, I identify as a Gen X in the fact of like the leave me alone generation. I want the government to leave me alone. I want like, if I'm not talking about a topic, just leave me alone. Like, don't get me into it. Like, I don't care. So I identify more as a oh, I do not eat bananas. I hate bananas. The only time I will eat bananas is banana pudding. Yeah. See, and Tammy, I'm kind of like that too, but I'm kind of like, you can identify as a fish if you want to, but that doesn't mean that I can't talk about it. Like, so I like, if it doesn't affect me, you do you, boo boo. That's kind of the leave. There's two things in life that are free. The ability to stay in your own lane and the ability to mind your own business. And those are the two rules I live by. And like I try, if like someone doesn't involve me, like I read legal docs and I talk about the legal documents and I'll judge defendants because they put themselves in a situation. However, like even Rittenhouse, like him or hate him, he put himself in a situation. Like unintentional or intentional, like Sarah Boone, you got yourself there with decisions that you've made. So like, and now you're a public figure, so I will talk about you. However, this like what the Hills thing and this like them bringing me into it. I had said on this channel for months that like I don't care, leave me out of it. Like, and then they just couldn't do it. Like I'll comment on it if someone asks me, but I'm not going to go out of my way to do things. Like that one comment when this stream first started before a lot of you got here. On Tug's, if you didn't check out Tug's stream last night, he read my emails to Bruce. And one of the comments that was made on that video from a user that doesn't actually have a name. And it said, if Squid had no interest in covering Jeremy, then why was she recently doing a video reading court documents? Because one, I read court documents. That's what I do. I'm going to read court documents all week. That's what I do. I like to read. I like to know, before I watch a trial, I like to know what was allowed in, what was kept from the jury, so that I like to be informed about things. And I said, I'm covering them because they told me not to. If any adult tries to tell another adult what to do on their own channel, I'm going to do the opposite. But I never talked about it on my channel until after Bruce threatened me. Now I just cover it out of spite. And it is fun. I've met a lot of great people, but like I talk about it because they told me not to. And as we all saw, I don't play well with others. I am nice until you're not nice to me. And when you're not nice to me, then you're fair game. And yeah, court documents are public domain. Yep. Like like I identify as myself as anything else, so it's subject to change. Yeah, Uh so what we were kind of getting into, and there is a new document for those of you who are just getting here. There is a new document, and I will read it. But I just kind of want to go over this, like Bruce got on this Facebook page. Why he thought this was a good idea, I have no idea. Like Robin was up at well, I don't know where she lives, so like I don't know if she is a different time zone. But for me, it was 2:03 in the morning. Does anyone have past knowledge or interactions with Preston, Michelle, aka Lynette Preston? Yeah, whatever. Known living in Northport 4 years ago with partner John Cook and a tiny 9-month-old precious girl. All responses to be kept confidential. But then you get all these people, some of which who had talked to Megan and didn't. I won't tell you. But yeah, I'm King Mod. um, it's just it, it's just one of those like, and Bruce had to stick his nose in, and then Marla had to stick her nose in and threaten people. Like Bruce contacted this one woman's like job. She works at a law office, so you just, as Megan put it, just pissed off more lawyers. Like just, oh my goodness. Yeah, well, that's why you work for yourself. And I commented to Megan, I was like, good luck or I dare Bruce to contact my employer. I dare him. Because guess what? That's me. And technically, if you want to be like trad wife, that's Mr. Squid. I work for my family. And I'm pretty sure Mr. Squid would be more than happy to tell Bruce what he thinks of him. If I unleash that demon, like Mr. Squid is the troll of all trolls. Like he walked into work the other day, and I had told this on a different stream, so some of y'all might have heard this already. There's a group chat during work, like Microsoft Teams or whatever. They were talking about the football game, Georgia, Texas. There was somebody who was trying to bait him and like get him to, argue about it for hours. Hours. Well, right before they left work, he commented back because the dude's picture was a longhorn, horns up. Mr. Squid just goes, "Your picture is upside down." And the dude got mad, and Mr. Squid logged off the computer and came home. Like, that's what I live with. Someone who trolls people just for the sake of trolling people because they annoyed him. So I'm sure that I'm seeing that Bubbles does not want to be told by a woman he yelled at Jeremy's lawyers as soon as female. Yeah, and that's part of the reason that I don't want to get Mr. Squid involved at all. Because obviously Mr. Squid's a dude, and he might take it a little bit better than if I just keep getting under his skin. There's only one way to stop Bruce by the looks of his face. It's Mr. Squid trolls people that he's never met before. He trolls people that he knows. He even trolled me into a dad joke this morning. He was talking about, he mentioned the Daniel Penny case. Knowing that I cover trials, knowing full well that I watch trials, I've watched trials since before Rittenhouse, like, just baited me into it. And it was before 6 o'clock this morning. He was already at work. I had just gotten up, and I'm like, I made a comment about, yeah, if that trial was streamed, I would have done it, but it's New York. And he goes, I heard a lot of the people on the jury were Jewish. And I'm like, oh God, here we go. And I was like, well, it is New York, not thinking anything of it. Like he's maybe trying to engage something that I like to talk about. And he goes, yeah, they just wanted to save a penny. That was the worst dad joke in the history of dad jokes. And he baited me into it because I didn't think he would troll me at 6 o'clock in the morning. But here we go. That is who I live with. That is the love of my life. So if he would do that to me, what would he do to people he doesn't like? Yeah, Flash Man. Yeah. And I had just gotten up, so I was thinking, oh, he's bored at work. He actually wants to like talk about something that I'm interested in. Nope. He baited me into a dad joke. I should have seen it coming, but like I just can't. So I might keep an eye on getting back to the unhinged topic. Um, like I'm gonna keep an eye on this Facebook page to see if anything. Yeah, there's a reason that Bruce lives in the Northeast and not in Florida, and he should never move to Florida because he pissed off half the yeah. He knew Flashman. He knew that when I first get up in the morning, if Baby Squid's still asleep, I check my phone because of the fact that he hit a deer one time on his way to work. Um, and I have my phone on Do Not Disturb. So when I get up, I check my phone to see if there's anything important that I missed. Yeah, yeah. That's who I'm spending the rest of my life with. So that is my daughter has that DNA. She is going to be she is going to be the the biggest troll in the history of trolls. Uh-oh. Why didn't Mrs. Claus ban Santa from Las Vegas? I'm not sure I want to know. Um, oh, you had to ask him, didn't you? We all should have seen that coming. All right, getting to both of us. My anger and attitude and ability not to bite my tongue sometimes. I'm getting better at it, but when I get mad, I get mad. Um, Mr. Squid's more reserved, and that's why he trolls because he moves in the shadows. So I think she's going to have my attitude, but his ability to play the long game. And he's the one who taught me to play the long game. So, and when I told him about all of this, he rolled his eyes. All right, getting to the other important thing for the day is oh, and it did save to my did I save it in my I downloaded it. Where did I put it? Oh, here we go. There is a new document that was filed today. And I did not download it yet. And I always spell shock it wrong. So I apologize in advance, Randy. Yeah, I'll have to fix it later. But I post these on the Discord server. So all the a lot of Hey, Peculiar. Bye, bro. Sorry. I got stuff to talk about and you ain't it. Today's the 15th. 12:15 shotgun response. So there is a new document. Oh yeah. And I knew as soon as I mentioned their name that oh they magically appear. And that's why I just was like, fuck it. You done. I'll unban them later, or I think I just timed them out for 24 hours, but like um, you know, yeah. Tried to warn him. Yeah, I'm not doing it tonight. I got shit to talk about and the drama people aren't it. Like, but they just mad. They just big mad. And it's hilarious. Sorry, Roy. I took care of that one before you. Uh Flash fan said chill, and as soon as peculiar optics, oh, and they're gonna run to the thunder the thunder cunts and tell them, um, yeah, you did. They're gonna run to the thunder cunts and tell them that I was mean and that they're banned. They're not banned. They're timed out for 24 hours. They will be back. Oh, they are. They are. They're I was sent screenshots and they're the first person to call me unhinged. So the merch that's coming and the stream is dedicated to peculiar optics because they're a fucking nutbag. And I'm just not dealing with it tonight because I'm in a good mood and nobody that's I also known as the Thunder Cows because that's more YouTube friendly, but Baby Squid's asleep. Um, also known as the douche baguettes because they are not the skinniest people in the world. Um, and plus, douchebag is a dude, so douche baguette, you know, just kind of fit. I can't take credit for douche baguette. I heard it on a Charlotte Dobre video, and I just stole it, but it fits them perfectly. So yeah, and they are not banned; they are just timed out. They will be back tomorrow. Um, so they will be back on the next one. I'm just not dealing with it. You're not. I call the they're technically a see you next Tuesday. But yeah, you're a mod from Madam Mayor's Adventures. We had trolls yesterday to deal with. Yeah. It's kind of one of those things of like, I'm just not dealing with you tonight. Nice try. Like, but thanks for the monetization. Yeah. Um, Flashman, that's the first person who called me unhinged. Like, and Tammy, I ain't no skinny bitch either. So like, but you know, um, so this was filed today. Um, and he's gonna run back to them and say that oh I was mean, oh I was mean, because that's what they do. They whine. They whine and they whine. And it's like it's funny. Um it's hilarious. Uh-oh. I got a text that says look what I found. Oh my goodness. Um this was filed by oh boy. Oh boy. They were trying to ruin the fun watching Christmas in the Creek covered. I know. They're so miserable with themselves and their lives. Like it's sad. It really is just sad because like yeah, if you don't like okay, I love you guys, but if you don't like what content I'm talking about, like just like turn it off or just like Megan says, like I'm talking about this topic this stream. If you don't like that topic, I'll see you on the next one. Like my political streams, I tell people it's a no judgment zone. Everybody can have their own opinions, but if you don't like this topic, I'll see you on the next one. Like it's fine. But to go around and have so much time on your hands that you just go into people's chats that you don't like, how miserable do you have to be with yourself? I don't have the time for them fuckers, and I'm just done. Jeremy Bryan Hills, the Lynette, 800,000 different names. Plaintiff's response in opposition to defendant's motion to preclude plaintiff from publishing or sharing depositions. Jeremy Bryan Hales, plaintiff, or Mr. Hales, by and through the undersigned counsel, responds to the motion to preclude plaintiff from publishing or sharing depositions, document 38, here and after the motion, filed by defendants Lynette Preston, Miss Preston, and John Cook, Mr. Cook, as follows. 1. Defendant's motion should be denied as it essentially asks for a one-way gag order on the plaintiff only. 2. Defendant's argument is that the court should rule in favor of a blanket gag order against plaintiff because this litigation, quote, appears to have been filed for ongoing YouTube content and because there is any factual basis, and not because there is any factual basis to support the plaintiff's claim. Motion at page 6. 3. Without any citation to any authority for this proposition, the motion should not be well taken and it should be denied. If you can't provide any documentation as to why you are, like, yes, April, exactly. Like, exactly. But no, they just have to. I never understand people that wake up so miserable with their life that they have to make everybody else miserable too. I like making Bruce miserable because he threatened me. And because I will not threaten him back, I'm just going to piss him off for the rest of his internet career. Like, when they lose their channel for breaking terms of service and end up as defendants, I wonder if they realize they backed the wrong horse. Probably not, because Jeremy's evil. Like, that's the only thing, but they don't have receipts to back it up. Like, if I don't like the topic, I turn down the volume and chill in the back as a viewer. And that's fair. Like, because they look, April, I don't think I've ever seen you in this chat before, but you're awesome. Because living in mama's basement looking for entertainment. That's true. Can I steal this phrase? My brother always said beauty is only skin deep, but ugly is down to the bone. Wow. Wow, to have the freedom of changing channels. Who would have known? And like, I've said it before, and I'll say it again. And y'all can agree or disagree with me. Longtime viewers of both sides, people that love Jeremy, people that hate Jeremy, a lot of people are taking a case that at the end of the day has nothing to do with us very, very, very seriously and way too personally. And YouTube is supposed to be fun. We're not supposed to, YouTube is supposed to be fun. YouTube is not supposed to make your life miserable. And that's part of the reason I didn't want to talk about this topic is it seemed like everybody, I know Jeremy puts on a good front, but I can tell, you just can look at someone and be like, all of this is just wearing. Like the fact that what I understand, I didn't watch it, but couldn't participate fully in Christmas in the Creek because of, being threatened. It's just, what the actual fuck is going on? Like, stop taking shit so personally. Laugh, and that's the thing about Bubbles. Like, yes, too personal on both sides. And I'm not singling out the hater channels and I'm not singling out the what the hell side. From a 20,000-foot view of someone who's never watched much on either side, viewers, not the people involved, but the viewers are taking things way too personally. Way too personally. And y'all saw my emails last night that I basically told Bruce that you group me in with this group think that just because I agree with Jeremy on a lot of this, that I'm like a Jeremy super fan. No, that's not exactly the case, but thanks for playing. Or if I don't agree with Jeremy, I've been accused by some Hales people that that I was like what the Hales hater, and I was like, no, I hate everybody. Like I said in my emails, I don't play well with others. Yeah. You still need to go. Oh, it's interesting. I mean, you were one of the people, Flash fan, who saw my emails, so you know, there's a select number of people who I was like, holy shit, what do I say? And does this sound like I'm being a complete bitch? Because I was trying to ride the line between being like honest with him, but like, dude, I hate you. Like, because I said I'm not a fan of Jeremy Hales. I've never watched his channel, but at the same time, don't get that twisted because I know he likes to twist people's words. I don't like him or his clients either. And people who, yes, yeah, well, I don't, and see, I wouldn't like say one side is like dirty. One side is definitely dirty and plain dirty. But guess what? I hold a grudge. I hold a grudge. I can hold a grudge for years. I have an alarm clock. Well, not an alarm on my phone. Basically, a reminder that goes off like once every 6 months to annoy the crap out of somebody, just because I can. It's like my 6 month anniversary of you pissing me off. So, you know, you pissed me off if a long time ago, and I still do what I can to annoy the crap out of you. So, hey Taz, thanks for the $5 super chat. Just because I'm gonna knock these out real quick before we get back into this document. Oh boy, hold on. I'm actually going to get back into this document and finish reading it because the little one's just sat up in her bed and she doesn't see me. So we're gonna read this. Memorandum in opposition, prior restraints on speech and publication are most serious at the and the least tolerable infringement on First Amendment rights. Neb Press Association v. Stewart, 1976. CF Fox v. Hamptons at Metro West Condo Association, Florida 5th District Court of Appeals, 2017. Temporary restraining orders and permanent injunctions, i.e. court orders that actually forbid speech activities, are classic examples of prior restraints. Citing Alexander v. U.S., she's either headed into the bedroom with her father or out here. Out here. Hold on one second. Thanks, guys, for your patience. She got into the living room. She saw me when I went to go pick her up. She ran into the bedroom, and her dad picked her up, and she's going to sleep with him until I go to bed. Um, so she's and yes, thanks Taz for the $5 super chat. I appreciate you. And yes, I think I did. Hold on, let me check my Cash App. Thank you, Deborah, for sending me $10. Have a wonderful evening. I appreciate you so much. You guys are so awesome. Like, I can't even believe that I'm like monetized, let alone like having people send me things because they like it's just weird. Like it is taking some time to get used to. Um, yes, she is a daddy's girl and she might come out here. She'll see that I'm out here and that he's in bed and she'll run to him and want daddy snuggles. So, yeah, I mean, there's there's a certain amount of time that they have to respond. Um, I think it's a little bit of time, and so it's not that interesting. I think if it was just taking a guess on it, um, he wanted to wait until after the deposition. Um, and I'm also not sure. I have to go back and look at the document because I'm starting to get I'm covering so many cases that you kind of get orders mixed up. There's certain ones that I can't forget, like the judge talking about the deposition, but there's certain orders that the judge said that didn't need a response from the plaintiff. And even though they didn't need a response, they might have gotten a response. What's funny is the suit was filed 8 months ago. The haters didn't start whining until now. Interesting. Like, it's just weird. The whole thing is just weird. The redepo is Thursday. Anybody know how Bruce is paying to get there? Mm. All right. So I was reading temporary restraints are orders, temporary restraining orders, and permanent injunctions, i.e., court orders that actually forbid speech activities, are classic examples of prior restraints. Alexander v. U.S. Krapix v. Backus, Florida 4th District Court of Appeals 2020, holding that court orders that forbid speech activities on social media are classic examples of prior restraints. In State v. McIntosh, Florida 1976, the Florida Supreme Court held that, quote, any form of prior restraint of expression comes to a reviewing court bearing a heavy presumption against its constitutional validity. Therefore, the party who seeks to have such a restraint upheld carries a heavy burden of showing justification for the imposition of such a restraint. Emphasis added. McIntosh 340. See also Gagliardo v. Branham Children, Florida 3rd District Court of Appeals 2010, holding that prior restraints on speech and publication are presumed unconstitutional. Gag orders must be carefully scrutinized because they involve two of the most disfavored type of speech limitations. One, prior restraints, and two, content-based limitations on speech. Generally, gag orders are only constitutional if they meet strict scrutiny. In other words, a judge needs a compelling reason to issue a gag order, and he'll talk about it on YouTube is not a compelling reason. Just saying. DuPont, the Moores and Company, the Aquamar, Florida 4th District Court of Appeals. Sometimes it rolls off the tongue and sometimes I have to like put effort into it. Holding that a gag order should be supported by evidence and findings that any extrajudicial statements are made by counsel or the parties pose a substantial or imminent threat to a fair trial. And then Neebs Press Association v. Stewart, 1976, prior restraints on speech and publication are the most serious and least tolerable infringement on First Amendment rights. Defendants have not even remotely met their heavy burden of establishing that there is a reasonable likelihood that prejudicial news will make it difficult to impanel an impartial jury and prevent a fair trial, so as to justify the invasion of free speech that would result from a gag order. Thus, the motion should be denied. Respectfully submitted, Shockett Law Group. Attorney for Jeremy Hales, and then the certificate of service. So, that's that. And that was just filed today. So, trying to make sure that, you know. And I know I missed a bunch of comments. The haters are saying he's not going, he's sending a different lawyer. And see, and this is my, my thing with that. I kind of can see why he wouldn't go. And this is the loophole. With the motion submitted that hasn't been approved by the judge yet. So technically he's still the lawyer of record. But because he is now a defendant by the motion, has not been approved by the judge yet. I can look to make sure, but it has not been approved. And at the end of the day, it has to be approved before they get added. So because of that, he will not be the attorney of record because of the fact that he can't. Well, and here's the thing: any of you who followed Nick Rekieta, he wanted to represent his wife, even though there's a huge conflict of interest with him representing himself and his wife. So, and we're not getting into that whole speech. So it's, I can see why he wouldn't go, because if this deposition is going to be used in court, which people have told me that they rarely, if ever, use, depositions in court. Criminal, not really. Civil, people testify by their depositions sometimes. So it's one of those tricky areas that, should he be the one to depose Jeremy by letter of the court order? Yes. However, because after that deposition, there was a motion to add him as a defendant. Is it now a conflict of interest to depose Jeremy Hales when he is a defendant? So I can understand why he wouldn't, no, like why he wouldn't show up. So it's one of those like, yeah. And Al, I see your point, and by the letter of the motion that was filed by the judge, he should be the one to be there. But because the day after that deposition, and the judge might have not even looked at that motion to add them as plaintiff or add them as defendants yet. There's this like ethical loophole. And I know bubbles and ethics in the same sentence, but this is the time where he could possibly, it would be an ethical thing for him not to be there. Yeah, it's the cheap way out. It's the absolute cheap way out. My friend was killed in an automobile accident. Deer ran across the road and he hit. I'm sorry. My sister hit a deer a week ago. Mr. Squid hit a deer a couple months ago, like the week of the hurricane. The week of Hurricane, oh my God, the one that just Helene, the one that destroyed my neighborhood. So yeah, and there's the thing, but is it sometimes there's a phrase that says, someone who, or a lawyer who represents themselves has a fool for a client. So like, yeah. Hey Heidi. Last week I predicted Bruce will bail on everyone. Now I think he'll flee to Armenia. You know what? It's hey Musi. Yep, every Sunday night. So Abraham Lincoln came up with that. Yeah, it's an old saying. Jeremy Hill said that. So it's yeah, the funny thing is looking at the car, you never would have thought that it was totaled, but it was just another one of those expenses that got added on to our extremely extremely expensive and busy week that was Hurricane Helene. So it was one thing after another, but the car was totaled. It didn't look totaled, but apparently the deer hit in such a way that the entire electrical box severed, and the car didn't even know it was in an accident. That's why the airbag didn't deploy. That's why no lights came on. Everything appeared to be functioning just fine. And this is one of the reasons that we thank God that brakes are hydraulic and not electric. Judge would probably have to remove him after he was asked to be added as a defendant, but they raised money to send him there, then they should send the money back. Yeah, good luck with that last part. So it's one of those weird things, because technically by the order that the judge wrote, he should be there. Here's the thing. The question that I would have from a conflict of interest and ethical standpoint is if Bubbles was the one to redepose Jeremy, and then the judge added him as a defendant, would Jeremy have to be deposed again because Bubbles knew he was going to be added as a defendant, and that changed the line of questioning. So, like, not to be on Bubbles' side, but just to play devil's advocate, like, just to play devil's advocate, I don't blame him for not going and sending somebody else, because there is that. If he went, would it change the way he asked the questions and the questions he asked because of the fact that he's being added as defendant? So doesn't Bruce have no choice now? He has to go in person to depose Jeremy again. Until that happens, I doubt anything will happen as far as he has been added as a defendant. And there's the $1 million ethics question. Because you know you're being added, technically you haven't been added yet. The judge has to approve the motion. It's that, like, gray area that there's there's no perfect answer. Yes, that right there. Thank you for putting it in better phrasing than I could. That's why I love the chat, because there's people who are smarter than me, and I know what I want to say, but my brain sometimes won't let me do it. So Bubbles could incriminate himself by asking questions, or he could, I don't know. It's just messed up. it's just a shit show on all sides. Like, it's just a like, there's no right answer in this case. And it's something that doesn't happen very often. Like, how often does a lawyer go from representing clients to becoming a defendant? It's not an everyday thing. The secret to Jeremy's business success and his relationship with George are none of his. That's the thing. Like, some of the things in that deposition, and I'm going to read more of it, but like that I saw, like, I just like, why? Like, why be so confrontational for no reason? Like, whenever I am confrontational with people, it's because I have a reason. Like, you threatened my child, I have a reason. But, like, just to be confrontational, just to be a dick, that's just not my personality. I mean, I go out of my way to be a dick to Bubbles because he threatened my child. But, Squid, I feel that you're ready to change something in your life, and that's going to change the way you do things. And we need to talk again, because I'm still having some problems with I'm still having some problems with what we talked about before. So, and I saw you had a comment earlier. Where did it go? I'm looking for it. Why do I feel like you're filing something this week? What do you define as filing something? Because I have thoughts, but I have thoughts. But hate is gonna hate. Yes, send that banana baby money. The running joke is that the other day baby squid threw a 5-minute temper tantrum because I wouldn't give her a banana. We didn't have bananas in the house, so I literally couldn't give her one, and she was not happy about it. She's not old enough to go shopping. Let's go to the store. It's she just threw a 5-minute temper tantrum because I didn't give her a banana. Can't give her something I don't have. Like, oh, and I can't give her more than one a day because you know what bananas do. You know. So, like, not to get, up close and personal, but like she can only have one a day. So when she goes over to the pantry and she goes, Nana, 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 and I say no, she throws a hissy fit. Not that anything's wrong with her. She's just mad. She's just big mad. I find it strange that BBB was interrogating more off of Jeremy's videos than the court filing itself. Um, she does. It's a hit and miss. Um, I would say tomatoes are her favorite, and technically they're a fruit. So, I mean, we're not going to get into that. But I do have to hop off of here, though. I have to go to bed because I have a long day tomorrow. Um, tomorrow we are doing 1 o'clock or 1:30. We are reading Dr. Goodhair's. Oh, and Spawn, how are you? We are reading Dr. Goodhair's new filing. He filed a lawsuit against HCA Healthcare, and I haven't read it. I was just told about it the other day and wanted to read it. I'm still working on getting into Hillsborough County to be able to see all the documents. But I have this one because this one was on Jules's Twitter. So y'all have a great night. Thanks all 172 of you for being here. I appreciate everybody who hung out and even the haters. Thanks for the views. Thanks for the ad revenue. I love you. And Peculiar Optics, you're not banned from my channel, but slow your roll, bro. Slow your roll. There's a time and a place, and this ain't it. Anyway, y'all have a great night. Love you guys. Bye.